Jason Tatum right there bringing us into the Drive at 5. We played that soundbite for you yesterday. We played again today because those are words that after the conversation around his team and his former superstar that he shared that team with, the talk around that trade over the last month or so, well, Jalen might not be in Boston anymore because he fancied himself the smartest man in the room. So Ernie Clark, Jason Tatum had to have known the exact words that were coming out of his mouth at that moment and how they would be interpreted by Celtic fans, didn't he? Or can he really be that naive?
You would think so. Although it's kind of interesting that the most, I don't know how to even describe it, most impactful words he has spoken in the aftermath of this historic trade came in front of a bunch of, 7, 8, 9-year-old kids?
Just a bunch of kids on an echoey mic in a gym somewhere. Yeah, at a basketball camp.
They don't care what he said. They just want his autograph on his shirt and a picture.
It's like, you know what? This is the moment that I'm going to speak my mind.
It kind of makes sense, I guess. I mean, when you're at that level of a world as competitive as a professional sports league, everybody thinks they know it all, but it's how you express it, I guess. And Jaylen Brown's never been shy about letting you know that he's not just a basketball player. He's got other things going in his life. He's, the assistant executive director of the Players Union. He went to Cal, coming out of Atlanta. Smart guy. I mean, he's got a lot of things, got his own shoe company there and kind of does things his own way, has always marched to his own drummer there. And Jason, I mean, he's obviously a smart guy, or he's got smart management because he's in all kinds of commercials for as much as he is not at all even remotely close to being outspoken.
Yeah, I would compare him very much to Tom Brady during his playing career, where they are both very corporate. They don't say much because they don't want to say the wrong thing that puts them in a negative light. Like, it's funny not to go on too big of a side street here because we're talking about Brown and Tatum, but like you think back on the Brady and Belichick years and everything that's come from that and like who is more important to team success. I feel that it's shown over time that Brady was pretty important toward them actually winning. Belichick might have been pretty damn important to us not learning or getting to know the real Tom Brady, which now just seeks attention and is a little weird in front of the camera. Like, I think playing for the Patriots and playing under Belichick kept him in line that way that, maybe Tatum's got someone in his corner saying, hey, just be corporate, be boring, and it works out for you in the long run.
Well, we were talking with Paul Perillo about how Brady, at one point was the highest paid quarterback in the league, but could have been every year and wasn't.
Yeah.
Because, he's making it back now.
Yeah, he's chasing all those dollars.
Advertising anything, from now he's getting involved with wrestling.
Yep.
I see him slapping
one
of the ball boys.
Balls and flipping them off.
Yeah, and of course he's making, $37 million a year announcing
football
for Fox.
games.
He's got so many things. Well, but good for him. He's kind of earned it with his status, but it's just, but you're, we were talking off the air, and that statement by Tatum to those little kids, pretty powerful words if you believe he is kind of talking about his own life experience as a Boston Celtics and how he's had to maybe straddle a little bit of a tightrope in terms of getting along with Brown. It wouldn't surprise me. It wouldn't surprise me. What's going to be interesting is how he approaches not having Brown to take some of that leadership onus or, being willing to kind of throw yourself out there and get yourself in trouble with what you say a little bit.
Or even, part of the blame, like that would always go to Jaylen Brown. The blame's not now going to Paul George or to Peyton Pritchard or to Mike Conley or Ugo. No. Like it's going squarely on the shoulders of Jason Tatum.
Yeah, because he's the one guy left.
Yeah.
And there were two of them to share it for a while, and it was a lot easier. The way the identities developed within the organization, Tatum was always number one.
Always viewed that way.
And always the good guy. And Brown was number two. And with that came a little, I don't know if anger is the right word. It's probably an overstatement, but just
a chip.
a chip that showed up in multiple different ways. Having said that, in terms of what Brown did within the city of Boston, outside the uniform, I mean, Tatum's got nothing on him in that regard.
Oh God, no, he's. I'm not saying he's keeping it that way.
I'm not saying Tatum didn't do enough. I mean, he's been out there too, but Brown gave himself to the community as well, and I think he's going to be recognized for that throughout the rest of his career, wherever it winds up.
I mean, even the city of Boston actually has Jaylen Brown Day now moving forward, right? That wasn't just a this year thing.
No, I don't think so.
I think it was signed in that whatever date that is now going to be Jaylen Brown Day moving forward because of those contributions that you talked about.
So the bottom line is, as we get more information about this, is that, to me, money was the reason that was the number one reason that the trade was made. Is that the worst thing that happened to Jaylen Brown relative to his longevity with the Boston Celtics was that he was, excuse me,
he accepted the contract they offered him.
It was after he had made and qualified for by making second or third team All NBA, and all of a sudden he was the highest paid player in the league.
Hurt himself by being as good as he was.
Yeah, and even though he was arguably somewhere between 8 and 15, which is pretty good and earning your money, but he all of a sudden became the highest paid, and so when it became time to renew when that contract ran out, it wasn't like he was going to get a dump in pay, especially after how he played this last season.
Yeah.
Took on a new role of leadership and led that team far beyond where most people had expected them. Disappointing end of the season of the playoffs, but 56-26 is pretty good for what I think anybody expected coming in without Tatum. But then it got funky there at the end with Tatum sitting out Game 7 or not being able to play Game 7 and Brown getting some late notice. But they weren't going to pay him what the next contract, when you talk about $70 million for Drake May, would have been somewhere around there. For
it was right there. It was 70.
Yeah,
it was 140 over
for
2.
Brown, and then you're looking at a year or two later, you're going to have to pay the next contract to Tatum.
Yep.
And again, you talk about how much of the percentage of the team payroll you can use on 2 guys and still have, still be able to field 5. Pretty hard to do, and so that was, and again, new ownership. You don't know how they're feeling about it, but you kind of suspect that they're looking to. When somebody posed the idea of maybe getting off of Brown's salary to the new owner,
it was rather popular. I think.
I don't think he was very long saying, "Well, yeah, I guess you might want to go that way if you want to. That'll be fine."
Not a lot of pushback there.
And here we are, and now things have gotten wacky with LeBron James deciding to chase one more ring and come to Philadelphia to get it with. Maxey and Embiid and Edgecombe. I mean, and now they're going to have themselves a veteran bench because guys will want to.
KCP's joining them,
right? They want to come and play on the cheap because they too are chasing rings. But so I don't know if that means more to me than Michael Jordan winning 6 with the same team in 6 tries. But
not quite.
It doesn't with me to have, because he's going to be the first guy if they do win to have. Titles with 4 different teams, but that's his choice. He could go anywhere he wanted to, and he just had to come to Philadelphia.
LeBron the mercenary.
Thought he'd come to Boston because he's a part owner of the Red Sox, but guess not.
He looked around that Celtic roster and said, I don't know that I feel the same way about Ugo and Baylor that Brad does.
I don't know that he knows he can beat them out for playing time. Based on how high regard he was being held, and those guys were being held during the Giannis considerations.
All those scrappers are going to be leading the way for the Celtics next year. So just wanted to play that soundbite again because it was certainly worth it. If you weren't listening to us yesterday when we had it or you hadn't heard it yet, just an interesting choice of words, if nothing else, there from Jason Tatum.
Well, it was the closest bit of evidence that there was something, beyond anything we had heard before. We really hadn't heard much negativity, and even that was generalized, but there was really no negativity espoused by either one of them. No. Neither one of them had really said much of anything about each other.
Yep.
But that was, you can take that as perhaps being exactly what that was, and if it was, you kind of give Tatum a little credit for kind of being sly about
Finally
it.
taking a shot.
Stick it out there, yeah.
Being a little clever on how he does it.
Nobody's ever asked. I wonder if anybody will ever ask him about, well, who exactly were you talking about?
Yeah.
Then
say it to an audience that it literally and figuratively goes right over their heads, so
Just,
nobody's asking a follow-up.
you had apparently just had enough of Gaza, huh? Is that what it was? Couldn't take him anymore?
That's who it must have
Were you
been.
shooting too many threes for your liking?
We got to get to a very important matter when it comes to the Red Sox here in just a moment with our cue to call and the Red Sox summer ticket sweepstakes that we're having here for the rest of the season on the drive and the morning roast. We'll give you that cue to call in just a second. Before we do that, a couple of things to do. We got a meatball of the day. We got some Sox props to get to, so let's get there. Franklin Arias right there taking MLB veteran pitcher Chris Bassett deep, who was down at Norfolk AAA for the Orioles on a rehab assignment, not having the best year at the major league level this year, but a guy that's won like 64 games over the last 5 seasons in Major League Baseball. And Arias tags him for his first AAA home run, his 20th or 21st of the season now in minor league baseball. So he is just one step away under the surface.
How big a guy is he? Do you know?
Not big at all. Not like
That's what I
5'10", 5'11". I don't even
It's
think
not
he's
like
6
Cal
foot.
Ripken or Jeremy Pena out there.
No, he is not that big a dude at shortstop, but he has got some power coming out of him.
Well, that's good. We'll maybe find out soon enough here with the Red Sox. Well, I mean, again, there are reasons not to bring him up, but there are also reasons to bring him up.
You need help at that position.
Win now, baby.
Yeah, exactly. The Bats have been real quiet out there in a hitter-friendly park so far in Sacramento. 4 runs on 1 swing in Game 1, 3 runs on just a few swings there last night in the loss in Game 2. I got to imagine, based on the way that this team was going entering this series, that they would wake up at some point. I'm looking at the run line tonight, and it's 5.5. That's a big number. Can we slide it down? We can go over 3.5 at -2. Oh, that's the A's. That's the wrong team that I'm looking at. We can go over 4.5. No, we cannot. We'd have to clear 5.5 and have the Red Sox score 6. So.
They scored 7 runs in the 2 games.
Yeah, that number.
4 of them on 1 pitch in the first game, the grand slam by Cedar Rafaela.
That number a bit too big for my liking.
And they scored 3 in the 9th last night, right? Or
2 in the 9th. Yeah,
2 of the 3 was
Long
the 2-run
pinch
homer.
hit homer.
Right. So other than those 2 hits,
it's been pretty tough going for the Red Sox on the West Coast.
Yes.
You'd still have to imagine that they wake up, wouldn't you? With the way they were going, or is this, is that the worry that the way they were going was the aberration, not that they finally woke up for the first time this season?
I mean, they woke up for a while. It's hard to believe they would kind of lose it all at once, other than the fact that players keep going down. So you're asking me to go over 5.5 runs.
Well, that's what
6 or more.
I was going to initially, and then I saw the number, and that number seems real high to me. The number we tried to play last night, which seemed like an easy one in that ballpark, total home runs over 2.5, and then there were 2 hit in the game last night, so of course we came up short there. That didn't really work out well. Strikeouts thrown. Sandoval's not a punch-out pitcher tonight.
No.
We're having a rough go of it here. Morning Roast is going with Red Sox money line. They are just running that back one day after another. Here's one. If we believe in Boston's bats. Now, it's kind of risky because it's a race to 3 runs, but a race to 3 runs, we can take the Red Sox there.
As in Red Sox versus A's.
They just got to get there before the A's do.
What do we know about this guy that's pitching?
6.12 ERA. That's why I wanted to go in that direction.
5-4, so I mean, it's not like he's only pitched a couple of times. He's been part of their rotation. Maybe I am. Maybe that's it.
Take the race to 3?
Yeah, although, have they been ahead? And were they ahead in the first game?
In this series? Yeah, because they won it.
No, but
when he hit the grand slam.
Was it early or late?
It was like the 5th or 6th inning, kind of middle innings.
I guess that's better than the other options.
All right. Red Sox race to 3 is not overly confident pick for our Sox prop of the night.
Plus, I can go to bed early if they can get to 3 runs, or the other team gets to 3 runs for that matter.
Just take care of it in the first inning.
Get him in the first inning. Get Contreras to Jacqueline.
Get it over with. All right, people who have been waiting around all segment long, now is the time. We're going to play the cue to call, so dial up the Heroes Hotline 992-9029. This is your chance to get in on our Red Sox competition for some tickets presented by Dunnett's Appliance and Mattress. We will talk to you on the other side of the break when we will still need some contestants because we got Drive On coming up next, Ernie. A chance for someone to win $15 to Heroes, 2 Bangor Mall movie passes, an express interior detail from Dean's, and a pair of Maine football season tickets. All that on the line in the next segment, but right now we got people crawling over each other trying to get some Sox tickets here on Maine Sports Leader. Dial us up, 992-9029, because it is time to play Drive On. It was supposed to be gone last week, but we didn't have a working phone line last week. We had that one-way phone line, so had to bring it back for another day, and you have a chance to win $15 to Heroes, 2 Bangor Mall movie passes, an express interior detail to Dean's Detailing, and a pair of Maine football season tickets. You know what? We'll also give you entry into that Red Sox ticket contest if you run the table and win Drive On today. So dial us up, 992-9029. We need a contestant to try to make a run at all of those prizes. We have got to go kind of quickly here because we got Scott Warren from Bangor Mall Cinemas coming up in the next segment to talk about everything they got going on with Blockbuster season. But before we get there, time for Drive On. Looks like we have a contestant on the line. We'll need another to be their lifeline, so keep dialing 992-9029 for your chance to get in and win as well. The drive brought to you by Next Home Experience, the market leader. Get looped and get sold with Next Home Experience. And we're brought to you by Northeast Driving School, the leader in driver training for 57 years. Register today for driver's ed courses at Greater Bangor's #1 driving school. Call 942-1769 or register at northeastdrivingschool.com. Let's go over to the Heroes Hotline and see who our brave soul is today for Drive On. Who's joining us? Hello?
Oh, this is Terry from Lee.
Did you say Carrie? Terry from Lee. All right. Terry from Lee is on the line as our main contestant here for Drive On. So, Terry, you are locked in. And let's bring in who is going to be your lifeline. So, joining Terry from Lee on the phone line right now, who is this?
This is Ian.
Ian, where are you checking in from today?
From Brewer, Maine.
Ian from Brewer, Maine. All right. Now, I know I said I was going to make Terry run the table to get entry into the Red Sox ticket contest, but I'm feeling generous. So we're going to give Terry from Lee, we're going to give Ian from Brewer, they're both in the ticket contest now. So they both get entry into that Red Sox ticket contest. Let's see if we can make you a winner in Drive On as well. So if you're ready, Terry, let's get rolling here with question number 1. And that is, newly acquired, now injured Red Sox Curtis Mead hails from what island nation? Australia, New Zealand, England, or Ireland? You're on the clock. You got your lifeline in Ian if you need him. But what island nation does Mr. Mead come from? Australia, New Zealand, England, or Ireland?
I'll take my lifeline.
Taking your lifeline. All right, we are calling up Ian right off the bat. Ian and Brewer, he needs you. Do you know where Curtis Mead hails from? If you happen to be listening at the very outset of yesterday's show, you heard Aaron and I's attempt, very crude attempt at the accent.
I'm going to go for Australia there.
The land down under is what Ian is telling you, Terry. What do you think?
Let's take it.
We'll lock it in. There you go. I was really hoping that would be his walk-up song, too, but now we'll never get to hear him at Fenway, so who knows?
Yeah.
We're going to wait until 2027 to hear if he's got the thunder from down under there.
Well, he's going to have to get his hand healthy so he can put his finger in his ear when Sweet Caroline's played at Fenway.
He is not a fan of Sweet Caroline. I knew that was going to endear him to you and Jim on that front.
Join the club.
There you go, Terry. You got yourself $15 in gift cards to Heroes. You want to keep driving on or take that and walk away?
Yeah, we'll drive on.
Driving on here to question number 2. You're on your own the rest of the way, but Ian is already a winner. He helped you out answering that question, so he gets himself $20 to Heroes, plus entry into that Sox contest. So, Ian, you get to just kind of sit tight and hang out for the rest of this segment as we ask Terry, what NFL player has made the most money from career salary alone? Just salary, not endorsements or anything of the like. Tom Brady, Matthew Stafford, Aaron Rodgers, or Kirk Cousins, who has made the most money off NFL career salary? You're back on the clock.
I know it's not Tom Brady.
That
I'm going to go
would.
with Kirk Cousins.
Did you say you know it's not Kirk, or you want to go with Kirk?
No, I want to go with Kirk.
You want to go with Kirk. All right, we're locking in Kirk. Mr. QB1 now in Vegas, beating out the number one pick. Kirk has maximized his value in the NFL, but not as much as Matthew Stafford has. I am sorry, Terry. Matthew Stafford enters this season having already made over $408 million in salary. He's going to add probably another 60 or so to that this year.
Cousins is close, though.
Cousins is at 321, 692, which for a guy that has never been anywhere near the top of his craft,
He's
that's
never won
not
a playoff game, I don't think.
That is not a bad check to be walking away with. 321 mil.
You fooled him.
It's not.
All right. Well, Terry, you know what? You didn't get drive on, but you do get entry into our contest, so maybe you get 4 Red Sox tickets out of it. That wouldn't be the worst way to walk away from, would it? Or the worst thing to walk away with.
Absolutely not.
There we go. All right, Terry in Lee, Ian and Brewer, I need you to hang on the line for me. I'll get your information off air.
Yep.
There we go. Drive on, not making anybody a winner, but making someone or allowing the opportunity to be one.
Who knows? Maybe a winner in the long term.
That's all we can hope for. Once again, that drawing will be coming up tomorrow at right around 5 o'clock. Jim and I will be live at Heroes, and we will have the first drawing for the first of 3 games that we're giving away in our Red Sox ticket sweepstakes presented by Dunnett's Appliance and Mattress. Those 3 games, August 6th against the White Sox. That's next Thursday, a 7:10 first pitch. August 17th against the Diamondbacks, and September 9th against the Angels. Once again, you get 4 tickets to each game, and they're not just like bleacher seats that we're giving you. These are Field Box Section 54, Row J, fantastic seats. That drawing tomorrow on the drive for the August 6th game coming up right around 5 o'clock. So if you are in on that contest, make sure to tune in tomorrow right around 5. We got to take a timeout right now. Coming up on the other side of the break, we got a sports center and a weather forecast, and then we'll be joined by Scott Warren, a little business spotlight for Bangor Mall Cinemas, talking about the summer blockbuster season and everything they have to offer right now. Welcome back into the Drive at 5 here. Drive at 5 brought to you in part by Tim's Plumbing. Mark your calendars for Saturday, August 8th. At Ricky Craven Speedway, roaring to life with the Tim's Plumbing 100 featuring the Darlings Pro Stock Series and $4,000 to the winner. One of the biggest Saturday nights of the season. Bring the family out and experience the excitement with Tim's Plumbing 100 on Saturday, August 8th. We're also, of course, brought to you by Bangor Mall Cinemas, Bangor's favorite hometown theater for over 40 years. They've got luxury recliners and an upgraded food menu. I was just there the other day on Friday, actually taking advantage of that upgraded food menu. Had myself some fried mac and cheese bites. You can never go wrong with those. A little barbecue sauce for the dipping. And I was served those by our next guest. That would be Scott Warren, the man running the show out at Bangor Mall Cinemas. And Scott, we are officially in summer blockbuster season, are we not?
We are, and it's boy, is it going to be a big one starting tomorrow. We're really excited, and I think everyone else is really excited about Spider-Man.
Yeah, we'll get to that one in a second. I mean, Spider-Man was I've never been like a massive superhero fan, but I've watched like all the Marvel movies throughout my life, and Spider-Man, if I'm picking one out, that was kind of the first hero that I came to like. Like baseball will always have the softest spot of any sport in my heart because that was the first one I fell in love with. Spider-Man was that first superhero that I ran into. So Spidey's always got a soft spot for me, but I was there on Friday to experience the Odyssey in its 3-hour glory. And let me tell you, Scott, I was not bored for a second watching that film.
Yeah, that's been incredible, and it's doing just amazing numbers. People are loving it. Matt Damon is doing a great job. They're talking about all the awards for him. So yeah, that's been one of the other great ones for us. So I'm glad you enjoyed it.
Has the mass appeal for the Odyssey been surprising at all, just given the subject matter?
Yeah, it has actually, because you really are. you're seeing the teenagers, and then you're seeing the 25s to 40s, and then you're definitely seeing the older crowd too. So it is definitely appealing to all of the demographics.
Yeah, it is. It's just, it's the greatest story ever told, right? It's the epic that's been around for 3,000 years at this point, but certainly well worth it. So make sure you get out to Bangor Mall Cinemas to check out that one. But it's not just the Odyssey or Spider-Man. You got some big brands rolling through the theater right now. Toy Story still there, but it's been there for a while, hasn't it?
It has. That's a classic. I think we talked about it a little bit last time we spoke, and that's done amazing numbers. And you still got Moana, that's still here. Minions is doing well, so it's been a good summer for kids movies too.
Yeah, but that's Spider-Man coming on the heels of the Odyssey. It's a good kind of contrast, and if you're just into the hits,
just one after the other,
a different kind of movie certainly, and certainly appeal to a younger audience off the top, but who knows? It's quite a franchise.
Well, and the two stars are two holdovers from the Odyssey, and Tom Holland and John Bernthal, both in Spider-Man and The Punisher. They both had big parts in the Odyssey there, Scott.
Absolutely, and that's why people. Those are the movies that are bringing people back to the cinemas. The big, you've got to hear it with the sound in the cinemas. The Odyssey, Spider-Man. That's what people go to the movies for. It's just a different experience.
It really is. Those are ones that you got to see there on the big screen. Now, I know you run Bangor Mall Cinemas with the utmost integrity, but is there ever an itch when you're maybe setting up one of these screenings, say for one of these biggest movies of the summer, to, I don't know, keep your head in that little box up there near the ceiling and say, I got a free showing here if I want it?
I'll plead the fifth.
There we go.
I'm not sure that's would be a studio favorite. So I take my 10 minutes, make sure it's right and the sound's right. But yeah, I said it to somebody the other day. I was watching some movie and I had to remember I was working, and I was like, I've seen enough. It's all good. So yeah, sometimes it's hard.
What were your expectations for this summer, knowing what you knew about what was coming out?
I knew we had a good string of movies. It has been a good summer. It's nice. It's nice to see. It feels good. It's good to see the people back. People talking about movies. Hell, they even have. I got a call this week. Somebody asking about the Avengers movie in December. The big chains are already selling tickets.
Wow.
And I said, I'm sorry, bud. We're just a smaller chain. I go, we'll have them out early, but not quite that early.
Just trying to get a jump start there. So let's talk about the expanded menu that you have at Bangor Mall Cinemas, because Friday I ran into some car trouble before going to the movie. Already had my ticket purchased online. Ran into some car trouble, had to bring that to the shop, and ended up walking from my house to the theater. So I was a little hungry when I got there, looking for something to hold me over more than just popcorn. Spied those mac and cheese bites on the menu and thought, that's going to get it done. It always seems like there's something new, though, that you're offering. One or two new menu items there every time I go. What are a couple items that you want to highlight here?
So the new ones, we do try to do that because, I like to look up at the menu and think, people, I know when I go somewhere, I want it to be in a place I like. They should still change. So this year, we just found a couple of things we thought that would be fun. So we're doing, we have a walking taco, which is Doritos, and we put the nacho cheese with some chili in there. We shake it up and give you in the bag with a fork. And then we have a really interesting item that I've been really impressed with. It's soft serve ice cream in a tube. It's really interesting. It's really good. It warms up in 5-7 minutes. And it's not messy. And it's easier for us. We don't have to have an ice cream machine, but we have soft serve ice cream, and it's been doing really well.
Now that is some ingenuity that I didn't know was out there. Soft serve ice cream in a tube. This is the first time hearing of it.
Yeah, we have twist and we have strawberry right now.
Can't go wrong there.
Exactly.
Wow, my mother would have saved a lot of money on detergent if we'd had that back in the day. Oh, right. Boy. And again, there is something for everybody when you come to the attractions that are available in terms of different movies. If you just kind of look up what's out there, pretty much there is something for everybody, isn't there?
There is. Obviously the superhero ones do really well, but then you have the Odysseys come out. You always look for the kid movies. But yeah, we always try to have, something a little bit for everyone. Not everybody likes the superhero movies, So, you try to have those stories. You get the love stories in there, and, you try to do a little bit for everybody.
And specifically to your theater, like when we're talking about the big premieres and coming out, like you have with Spider-Man coming up, how do you guys handle that?
We just try to prep the best we can. Like today, we have we're going to have 2 sets of specialty buckets for Spider-Man, and we're actually putting them together now. You get some extra staff in, you make sure you got plenty of people, plenty of product, and you just try to rock and roll. I mean, this is our Super Bowl. The summer. You have movies like this. You gotta kind of make hay when you can.
And you still do those like opening night showings, right?
We do. It's not the old classic midnight ones.
Yeah.
But on Thursdays you do. The studios will let us have a couple shows, and we try to beef that up, and we get it out there as much as we can. Now with Spider-Man, for some reason, tomorrow's not a premiere day. It's opening day for them. So we have shows from open to close tomorrow.
Well, there you go. Go see it from the moment they open. Scott, we appreciate you taking some time here to tell us about Bangor Mall Cinemas. Get back to enjoying the show over there.
Thanks, guys. I appreciate it.
Scott Warren right there joining us on the Heroes Hotline from Bangor Mall Cinemas. Once again, Friday afternoon, perfect day. We didn't have a show going on. It was a hot afternoon outside. Would have been at the golf course, but there was some sort of event happening over there, so I couldn't get out there and thought, you know what? Why go melt out in the sun when I can just go watch the Odyssey in AC?
What was your knowledge of the subject before you went to it?
I've read the epic, the poem.
Yeah.
Yeah. I want to say like 6th or 7th grade. It was pretty early on required reading, and early enough that I remember reading it and being like, there's some weird stuff in this.
I don't recall reading it. Now, that isn't to say I wasn't supposed to read it.
Yeah, there were many of those books that I found my way around, but the Odyssey happened to be one of the few that found its way into my brain.
Did you know you were going to like it?
The book?
No, the movie.
Oh, yeah. I mean, Christopher Nolan is just, he's kind of that director now that anytime he makes something, it's going to be such an event that you got to be a pretty snobby critique to not get on board with something in there.
Well, I guess, I don't know what the numbers are, but you hear so much about it.
Yeah.
And then you realize it was, 1,000 years ago or something.
That's the thing, yeah.
It's like, well, that's kind of before my time.
Everyone's like, no spoilers, no spoilers. Well, it's been out there for a little bit.
Yeah, if you haven't got it, then there's plenty of places to go get it if you are so inclined.
The Drive is brought to you by Dean's Detailing, the leader in auto detailing for over 55 years. You can renew your vehicle's appearance, protect your auto investment, look good and feel good in a clean, shiny car, and book your appointment at deansdetailing.com. Also, start your mornings at Goslin's Bakery, 334 Harlow Street in Bangor. Grab a breakfast sandwich on an English muffin or croissant, plus legendary donuts and pastries made since 1945. We'll be back after this timeout to wrap it all up. Buzzer beaters up next. Time to wrap up today's show. We'll be back tomorrow, myself and Jim, live from Heroes. We'll have that first drawing for our Red Sox ticket contest presented by Dunnett's Appliance and Mattress. We'll be doing that right around 5 o'clock, drawing the winner of 4 tickets to next Thursday's game, August 6th, against the White Sox, a 7:10 start at Fenway Park. Buzzer beater time. Ernie, what do you got?
Well, the Senior American Legion Baseball Championship is being decided as we speak over at Mansfield Stadium. There are just 13 teams playing Senior Legion Baseball in Maine, down from in the mid-50s, 15, 20 years ago. One of those teams is Trenton Acadians, which is Ellsworth, George Stevens Academy, Bucksport, MDI, which has had a pretty good run of high school baseball over the years.
Yeah, they have.
They are they're playing a team from Sanford, GSM. Greater Southern Maine, I think, is what that stands for.
Is that what it stands for?
And it's one of the very few teams from south of Augusta playing Legion baseball. But they have to beat Trenton twice tonight to wrest the state championship from the Acadians. First game started at 5 o'clock, so if you're handy to Bangor and you're interested in some high-quality baseball, check it out.
Scoot on over there to Mansfield Stadium.
Trenton needs to win just once, by the way.
That'll do it for us. The roast is back tomorrow. Your last chance to get in on that Red Sox contest before the drawing.